Today we're going to make an easy chicken pie recipe that tastes great. It's a family favorite for my family, and it is similar to a traditional Moravian chicken pie. If you like it, click the thumbs up below this video and share it with a friend. At Candy Kids Creations, I make videos to teach beginners how to prepare basic recipes with simple tips on cooking and household tips. I post new recipe videos every week, so click on the subscribe button below to easily find my new recipes as they are released. Let's get started. The basic ingredients for this pie are a deep dish pie crust, chicken, and cream of chicken soup. It's that simple. To start, you need to cook your chicken by boiling it. Start with a package of boneless, skinless chicken breast. I'm using 3 chicken breasts for this pie, and I'm going to add it to a pot of water before I heat the water, so that I don't splash any of the raw juices anywhere. Once it begins to boil, I'll add a little bit of salt to it to help season the chicken. The reason I don't add the salt now is because some stainless steel pots will stain if the salt doesn't dissolve right away. Once the water is hot, you can add the salt and it'll dissolve quickly and won't settle on the bottom of the pot or stain it. My chicken is almost to a boil, so I'm going to take off the lid and add a little salt to season the broth. When the pot comes to a full boil, I'll uncover it, otherwise it will splatter out as it boils. You'll know the pot is at a full boil when it is actively boiling, and you want to boil the chicken for 20 minutes to make sure they are cooked through. Once the chicken comes to a full boil, I usually turn the temperature down a notch or two in order to keep the water from splashing out while it cooks. If you do this, be sure to keep it hot enough to continue to boil, but it can cook at a rolling boil where the water is actively moving but not splashing out of the pot. Alright, the next step for the chicken pie is to prepare the chicken. I have my crust ready. You can use a store-bought frozen deep dish pie crust and follow the directions on the package for a pre-baked crust, or you can watch my video on how to make a homemade pie crust and use that for this recipe. I'll link the pie crust recipe video below in the description in case you want to try it out. Once the chicken is boiled for 20 minutes and cooled a little, I'll cut the breast into bite-sized pieces. Now that I've finished cutting up the chicken, I'm going to put it into the pre-baked pie crust. Next, I'm going to take a can of Campbell's cream of chicken soup and spread part of it on top of the chicken pieces. I'll use 2/3 to 3/4 of the can. This is giving us the gravy inside the pie and will help keep the chicken moist as it cooks. Remember, this isn't a chicken pie with vegetables, it's just a simple chicken pie with gravy like the traditional Moravian chicken pie. Just spread the chicken soup around the top a little. You don't need to mix it in with the chicken. As it cooks, it will spread through the pie and mix in with the chicken. When you serve this pie, you'll want to have some chicken gravy to put on top of each piece. I have another recipe video for a creamy chicken gravy that is good with this pie, and I'll put the link to that video in the description along with the pie crust recipe. Since you'll be serving the pie with gravy, you don't need a lot inside the pie, just enough to keep it moist while it's cooking and to help flavor the chicken. I actually put a little more than 2/3 on there this time. Whatever I have left, I'll add to my creamy chicken gravy that I'll fix while the pie is baking so it won't be wasted. My pre-baked crust now has the chopped chicken pieces and the cream of chicken soup spread on top. Now I'm going to take my top pie crust that I rolled out earlier on parchment paper, and I'm just going to easily move it onto the top, and then I'll trim it down a little bit. It's warm in my kitchen tonight, so it's a little bit more difficult to work with the crust. You can just ease it around to get it where you want it. The crust is fairly close to what I want, so I'm just going to fold under the top edges so that it kind of matches where the pie plate is. Because I pre-baked the bottom crust, I'm not going to attach the top crust to the bottom, but I will try to form it as close as I can. Once you have that around and filled in as much as you can against the pre-baked bottom crust, then you want to pierce the top either with a fork or you could use a knife if you wanted to, just so that the steam can escape while it's cooking. Then for the chicken pie, we're going to put this into a 350-degree oven and bake it for half an hour or until it's golden brown. It may take another 5 to 10 minutes, but we'll check that whenever it comes out in half an hour. Let me know in the comments below if you try this recipe and give me an update on how it turned out for you. Check out the other recipes and tips I have on this channel and look for the pie crust and creamy chicken gravy recipe video links in the description below. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell below if you want to know when our next video is ready. And if you like this video, share it with a friend and like it below. Thanks for watching.